Hello and welcome to GITEX Live for 2018. We're at the Dubai World Trade Center, as always, of course. And I am very pleased to be joined by Neil Cross from DBS Bank Singapore, described as one of the most disruptive men in banking. What a title.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite an honor. I won an award from Sir Richard Branson and Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple. I think for my work at the bank and also my work in social enterprise. But, really, it's all the people who've worked with me or for me which helped me win it. It's just not me on my own.
So talk me through your keynote speech here today, because you were talking about disruption in financial markets. Give us some insight into that.
Really, for me, innovation gets confused with technology. They're two separate words, so they are separate fields. Innovation for me is finding the right problem, solving it in a creative manner that's successful. That's it. And so really innovation is just about solving problems. So now whether you use technology for that or, whether you use business models or new partnership models or funding models, then essentially what you want is to solve problems successfully. What I talked a bit about is people are running kind of full tilt into, digitization, and rightly so in some regard, but they're not really thinking about their greatest asset, and the greatest asset is their staff. And so my view is don't digitize your company, digitize your staff, and they will digitize the company for you.
And you were talking about, a lot of corporates say, we're going to make a change, and this year a change is going to be made, and it doesn't always end up being that way, does it?
Well, no, I think, we all live in a corporate environment. I'm sure every year we get the CEO has this new message, and everyone's like, oh, what's the CEO said this year? And the trouble with that is they don't really go and really execute on that, because they know next year it's different. Oh, there'll be a new one, so we'll kind of show we're doing it. And so the important thing really is, one, that your CEO needs to be consistent, and our CEO, our visionary CEO, Piyush Gupta, is incredibly consistent in his messaging. Two, you need to show proof that you are changing. A lot of banks come out and a lot of companies come out and say, hey, we're a tech company now. As if it just magically happened. It's took us years on this journey so far, 7 years to get, to that point. And so you've got to create your kind of statement of what you want to be in the future. And then you've got to have literally hundreds of programs involving staff to make that a reality. And thirdly, you've got to show staff tangible things that you have changed. Either they're working on new projects in new ways or old projects in new ways, that we're doing things a lot more like a tech company, that there's great thought leaders coming inside the organization, that the training's been reinvented, how we hire people's been reinvented, that there's stuff in the press talking about amazing new projects. For me, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you can get the groundswell working, if people actually believe, especially staff first, believe it's changing, then they will make the change. And then you've just got to convince your shareholders, the customers in the industry, and then if you can get to that point, then then you will be truly one of the world's best in your industry.
So someone's just listened to this interview, they've heard your great advice, digitize your people.
Yeah.
If they're slightly doubtful about that, what would your best piece of advice be?
Another piece of advice. Okay, the important thing really is then to don't do technology for technology's sake. Really look at the problems you're trying to solve and make sure you've got the right problem, you're fixing the right thing, and then focus around that. Rather than just run out and say, hey, we need AI, we need blockchain, we need just, digital. Really think about what you're going to change and never, ever forget the customer. Put them at the center of everything you're trying to do.
Neil, thank you very much. Wise words.
Thank you.
So for the latest on everything from GITEX, all our keynote speakers, of course, you'll find full details of every single keynote address at gitex.com.